Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I thought I'd do a little video about eBay scams. Now, eBay scams is something we all want to avoid, and I think it's a bit of a worry when you first resell that you're going to get scammed, left, right and centre. From my experience, it's a very kind of rare event. I've probably only, dealt with a handful of potential scammers, and I think they've all been kicked off eBay once I've gone back and reported it to eBay and checked it out. You'll get the odd kind of awkward buyer. That does happen a bit more often. But in terms of scams, I'd say it's a pretty rare occurrence. So don't be frightened that it's going to happen all the time. But had one this week, so I thought let you know about it. And it's a bit of a classic, really. But I wouldn't say I almost missed it, but the things I checked first weren't the obvious things. So I sold this Apple keyboard, something I sell quite a lot of, really, and they take quite a bit of time. When you pick these up from a boot fair, you can have 10 tons of dirt in there and God knows what in between the keys. And to sort these out for sale, you have to take all the keys off, give it a good old brush out, a clean, alcohol swab in there, put all the keys in the washing up bowl, let them dry, and then put them all back in the right order, obviously, and make sure that some of them are kind of pegged in, and then testing. And you'll find a lot of these, well, a good number don't work, but you can check them out quite easily by going to websites, and there's a website you can use, Keyboard Checker. I've gone light again, and you can choose between Windows and Apple keyboards, and you can check all the keys. So anyway, I sold this. I think I bought it for a five or something like that. I think I sold it for around about 20 quid. So it's just one of those flips that is okay, and would have checked it totally before it was sent. The buyer had it for 3 weeks and then decided to open a return on it, which I thought was a little bit strange. But anyway, I accepted the return. You kind of have to accept returns. This is part of the process you have to know. You accept the return, but then it's how you deal with it that is important. So I got it back in the post. And what I should have checked first, I did check eventually, but I should have checked it first, was the serial number. I put the serial number in the title, I put it in the condition description, I put it in the item description. It's all over the listing. There are photos of it. But I didn't check that first. What I sort of had in my head was I got it sent back and I went, well, that was working when I sent it. Is it working now? Now what he said was the spacebar was loose. So I checked the spacebar wasn't loose. And he said one of the keys wasn't working, I think it was the F1 key. And I went into my keyboard checker and checked the F1 key and it was working. So I was like, well, this works. What he's done is he's changed his mind and he wants me to pay for the return postage. So these were kind of red herrings to put me off the scent, because it was only then I checked the serial number and realised that he'd done what I suppose you call a switcheroo. He just switched the keyboards round. Potentially what could have happened, if I hadn't have checked the serial number, I could have gone, well, the F1's working and the spacebar's fine, I'm going to relist it and see if it sells. And he could have sold again. The new buyer could have got it and found that this key doesn't work and created a return. It could have been all sorts of problems. Luckily, I checked the serial number out and basically found out he was trying to pull a fast one. So what I did then was just contact eBay. Now it's in the process of going through, but I've provided photographs of the serial number, the old one and the new one on this. I did film me opening it when I got my return, so the evidence is all there. And hopefully what should happen is he should get kicked off eBay. When I get a return, I always look at the return left for others and by the buyer. And when I go into his, it's like out of the last 20 feedbacks, there's probably at least 15 red. It's a sea of red. He's had problems left, right and centre. You know, you look at mine, everyone's sort of saying I'm an all right reseller. You know, I'm okay. Well, I have nice feedback. So my hope is that, you know, eBay will look at this, will look at other sellers who have reported him, and I'll check in maybe a few weeks' time and see if he gets kicked off eBay. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I mean, he's not getting a refund on that. You know, that is just absolutely outrageous that he's sent me back a non-working keyboard, and I've lost out. But there you go. Now, it is frustrating, it is annoying, but there's no point sort of dwelling on it. And the thing to do is just sort of like leave it in eBay's hands. Hopefully they'll be able to sort it out. If the worst comes to the worst and they don't, you know, just get on and list some stuff. But I have quite a lot of confidence that they will be able to sort that one out because of the evidence I've provided and because I've filmed me opening it and also going on, you know, his feedback history. It's pretty obvious that he has been trying it on left, right and centre. Do let me know if you've had any sort of issues with scammers. I know people do have problems. I would say that if you have a problem and you don't quite know what to do reach out to like the Facebook groups, or if you're in the chat of one of the YouTube, you know, say Nick's chat or George's chat, or you know, any of the big YouTube chats, put the question there, and if they don't answer, I'm sure someone else in the chat will help you. The Instagram groups are great as well, but the community is great for that sort of thing. You know, we have all been there and we've all been frustrated by feeling that someone's trying to get one over on us, and if you can keep that to a minimum, you know, it's going to make your life a lot easier. And sharing the experience is a wonderful thing too, because if you come across a new kind of scam that's going on and you let other people know about it, everyone will be alert to it. But what I do say is do follow the eBay process. You know, you always have to accept returns, but it's once you've accepted it, and how you go through that process will determine whether you're successful or not. I know Amazon is probably notoriously more difficult for returns and sort of scammers. I'm aware that the things that have been returned, I think it was Nick had something returned after a year. It was like a toy and it was completely smashed up. And Tom the English Picker has had sort of like various issues with Amazon, so I think it's a little bit more difficult on Amazon. But hopefully this one will get sorted, and if he does get kicked off eBay, I'll be sure to let you know all about it. Anyway, hope that's useful. If you did find it useful, do click on the old thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, drop us a sub as well and click the notifications. Normally try and do a couple of videos a week plus a live, just sort of like 10-minute updates on what can help you with eBay, and then we do the hour live on the Monday, which is me doing a little bit of work. But for now, take care and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.